All right, this is just call this one a proof of life after getting this done. So I've gotten the two end lockers in the garage. The 73-inch stainless steel top was just, I kind of just shimmed it off, pushed it off one on top of this one when this one was inside and the next one was outside. I will say, extremely heavy, do not get wet. So that's why I'm doing it. Handle it with care, do not tip, all that good stuff. The only one that I'm concerned about is this one. The pallet is pretty beat up. The pallet on this one is pretty beat up and I can see the hardware inside of it. So I'm hoping it's not dented or anything. Really didn't, I asked the guys if they were gonna position it and they were trying to block my car. So that didn't make sense. So that's the only reason it even made its way here. But I didn't get time to inspect and stuff. I mean, it does say that, right? Inspect your shipment for damage before accepting shipment. So I already signed for it. So we'll go from there. So how am I getting this stuff in here? Like I said, I'm not doing this live, but I've kind of gotten that behemoth in here already. That was the first one. That was like the trial, and successfully got it. Still got all my digits. I'm wearing steel toe for once and not flip-flops. But it's working out. So I was pretty confident when I got that guy in here that I could get the rest of them in here. I'm kind of tired right now, that's why I'm taking a break. So here's how I'm doing it. So all I did was get I had one of these like eyelet bolts drilled in the wall. Kind of used my whatever pry bar to wind that in. Got a little connecting D-ring here, or whatever you want to call this. And then this thing has saved my bacon so many times. Like if you don't have one of these, highly recommend. It's a Warn pulls all, or whatever you want to call it. There we go. It's rated for 1,000 pounds, so just the right capacity. And so I have my wife operating this stuff. Usually I'll let my son let him run it out. So I have the cord extended to the max. So I'll run it out, and then I'll hook this end here. I'll hook it on there, and then I'll loop this one. This one I'll loop through one of the pieces down there, which I'll go down there and show you. And then I'll just kind of loop it through here. As you can see, I have a lot of pieces of board just laying around, and I've been using the hell out of them. I got my old Craftsman jack that I have not used in ages. Pumping this thing is so slow, but it's a lifesaver because once I get in here, I have to undo stuff. So right here is one of them that when I was trying to undo it, it kind of broke apart. Let's see. What else is there? And then it gets to be pretty dicey the closer you get to the wall. Let's see. Trying to see. Trying to see if I had damaged any portions of the tile. Also, these flat pieces of ply, just because I'm not too sure about the sturdiness of my floor yet, I've been using those to support my jack. And honestly, I'll probably end up using those whenever I'm like working on my car. And then this right here, so Harbor Freight 3-ton super jacks. That's what I'm using. And basically I just ran a piece of board 2x4 through one of the forklift grooves. And these are low enough to where I can still get the jack under it, or I could just put a little bit of lift and force here and slide the jack under it. So after I do that, and I'll say this is the most common or easiest way I've gotten to do this. And then this here, my floor, or not floor, my wheel dolly, I kind of just slide this stuff under there without putting myself in a manner that will, if this thing falls, it's gonna take away my fingers or something. It's just slide it under there. And then because those pieces are really no good, sorry about the light, I'm outside, I usually put 2 small pieces, usually these, because they're like the perfect length. I'll just put them across. So I'm gonna slide them in here, slide that in there, and this is just to help support so it doesn't fall through, bottom out. But I've just been doing that. So we're gonna start lowering these jacks, and we're gonna see. I'm just gonna start this one real quick, and since I'm doing this by myself, Carter, get back. I keep having to tell my son to get back. So these jacks are gonna lower on their own. So this is one time the benefit of a jack just lowering on its own comes in handy. So this one is actually pretty low. See, it's no longer supporting. So right now this thing is like seesawed, which is perfect, contrary to belief, because so I just got to watch out for my my car here, and this is on a slope, so I almost don't want to do it. So basically what I'm going to do, I'm just going to probably put my foot right here. See, this thing is starting to slide, so I got to be very careful. I'm not going to get it on video. So I'm just going to put my foot here and use my body weight to press down on it, and it's just going to stay on that platform. And then I'm just going to roll it up here, and hook up, get my strap around this portion, get the strap around here, the sturdiest portion, the beefiest portion. These will probably pull apart, just these little slats. So get my strap around it, and once I'm positioned and in place, and I'll tell my wife to come out, and she'll just pull the winch in. And the purpose of the winch, the wheels on there are 4 inches, and they're kind of hard rubber, but they do contour to surfaces somewhat. But this is the situation. So this is my original garage floor, and then with a tile it added that, and then I have this right here. So I have this little hump, and this little hump with a tile. So that's what I'm dealing with. So that's how I'm getting them in here. And then this guy was the first in here, so I kind of pushed it as far as I could. I actually had I could have gotten it closer, but I had a piece of board that I was using to lift it up that kind of was hitting the wall, so that's as close as I got it. So I put that one over there, end locker, and then I got this end locker. And since I'm pulling from the center of my garage, I'm just like staggering them. So that one is gonna go over here, and then I'm gonna put probably the 56 over here, and then the 73 overhead is gonna just come in the center. Just keep back and forth trying to leave the center open so I can pull. So I think that kind of concludes it. I would show you that I could like stand on that thing and seesaw it, and it's gonna be fine, but because my driveway is kind of sloping and my car is right there, I don't want it to get away from me. So what else? Trying to think before I end this video and go finish up this thing. That's the only one I'm concerned about that could be damaged, but we'll see if that's the case. What else is there? This thing is a beast. It's a beast, but if you have floor jacks, a decent dolly, floor jacks, a decent dolly, a couple, 2x4, they're creaking and like, making noise like they're gonna break. But in some cases you can double up. You can do it. You might need a third jack, and then if you have a little lip on your concrete, if it's not just flush, or if you're pulling uphill, you're gonna need this, something like this, or a one of those manual ratchets. So this was in a pinch. I was like, how am I gonna pull this thing over that lip? And I was like, oh, put an eye bolt in one of these studs. So I had to find a drill. I got my trusty DeWalt drill there. It's pretty much taking up my entire garage. I'm glad I got this portion tiled. It's not grouted or anything, but at least it's done in that sense. So this stuff doesn't have to stay out in the rain, because it says do not get wet, right? And then I'm not sure, might just go get something to drink, food, and then I'll be excited to come out here and just undo the boxes. And I'll do a video on that one just to see. But got 3 more left. What else? Oh, so once I get it in here, that's the part that's missing. So once I get it in here, once we winch it in, it's just gonna tip. We're just gonna, like, that dolly is really good. It just glides across the floor. And that's how I know my floor is kind of good. My tile is not too much lippage because, well, the wheels are big also, but it just glides across. So we'll just push it over there. Yeah, we'll just push it over there. And then I'm just gonna let it down and let it tip like that. And then I'm gonna use my floor jacks in the manner that you previously saw it, and I'm gonna lift it up and pull that dolly out, and then obviously lower my floor jacks. I might move that piece of board because it's gonna be too long, because it's gonna get caught over here. Or actually, I'll just offset it to one side once I get over here. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll set it to one side, and that will give me just enough room to operate a floor jack, because that's what happened with that one. It got caught, the board got stuck over there, so that's why there's so much space left over on the corner here. What else? So yeah, that's how I'm gonna unload it. And then typically, if my floor jacks are still stuck under it or something, that's where the Craftsman comes in, where I'll stick a piece of board. I'll stick a piece of board in the front. Actually, this piece. So if when I get out my dolly and my floor jacks, my Harbor Freight Daytona are still kind of too high, I'll just put a piece in here. Oops, and this thing is rolling away. All right, so here's what we're gonna do live. I literally just bumped it and it started rolling. So we're just gonna roll this. And this is me just doing it by hand. I mean, it's just dragging. Oh, okay. So, I mean, as you can see, it's not too bad. So this might work out. I'll just keep pulling. I mean, I'm like literally doing effortless work right now. All right, so over the first hump, and then it gets stuck right there. Oh, there we go. That's the first, so I actually don't have to winch. What do you know? All right, so we're doing this live, as in, I'm just, definitely would not work out with that one. So luckily, this thing started sliding towards my car, and I was like, not tonight. Here we go. So, see, it's starting to seesaw. So I'm still back on that lip right there. So I mean, this thing is it's not bad. Let me set this camera down here, and we'll just do this as is. All right, so the camera is right there. There's some kids working on their dirt bike over there, so it might get a little bit noisy. It's also windy, so I apologize. So that's good. I don't have to winch. I don't have to winch the rest of them because they're gonna. My wife keeps coming out here and she's not pleased because she did not know this stuff was coming. So here we go. Make sure the video is good. We'll just back it out here some. I'll just keep moving it. All right, so this is just me doing it. So this is what I was saying. I would have just seesawed it and kind of go into it just like a boss. And we'll just put this over here. We'll put it right here. So, I mean, as you can see, this thing, I mean, I can spin this thing around like nothing. Right now, I'm actually I'm doing more than I would normally be doing. Just to show you that it's super easy to just kind of spin it around. But I'm just going to position it as it was previously positioned down there, so I can get this thing out. Sorry, I keep going back to the camera just to make sure it's so at least make sure it's focused here. We'll just adjust it a little bit. Make sure it's focused. So I'll at least get this one unloaded. Kind of show you how I do it. So this is what I'm saying. I'm just going to kind of shim this as much to that side so I don't get stuck over here. And keep just working this. I want to leave enough room just so I can get in there and take the cardboard off and inspect this stuff. So, and then that one over there, I only have the 56 and the 73 to slide in here, so it's not the end of the world. And then all I'm gonna do is just tip this bad boy. There you go. So this is where the fun comes in. I gotta get a floor jack. Hard to get back, please. I gotta get a floor jack, or let's see, maybe let's do this. Yeah, all right. Connor, I'm gonna have you pull. So, since I don't trust him to put his body under there, which wouldn't be smart to put a 5-year-old in this predicament, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go from the bottom real quick, get my hands out of there, and come here. Come on, hold this. Stand over here, stand back. Actually, stand back over here. When I tell you, you're gonna pull it out slowly, okay? All right, I'm just gonna kind of manhandle this. Let's see how heavy it is. All right, pull. Pull. Go, go, go. All right, and then we're just gonna lift whatever. Whoa, good job. High five, nice. So, I will say, each of them has taken a different level of effort to get inside of here. That was by far the easiest. Luckily, it started rolling. I'm not sure if the wind caught it or something, or when I bumped it, it started rolling downhill. Kind of stopped it, that's how I realized it was maneuverable. And then I was just thinking outside the box. Like, I saw them maneuver this thing, and this thing only weighs, what, 200 pounds? So that's about my body weight. And then didn't want to put my 5-year-old in a bad situation by telling him to go under there. So just added a piece of strap to it so he's safe, and he pulls it out from there. while I lowered it. So I should be able to get the other ones in here. And this video might be a little bit long, but it's gonna be cool. Just unedited. We're trying to do this one in under, it's not a race, but in a reasonable time. All right, so first step, find my piece of 2x4, and I lost it already.
Just
So I will say, normally I wouldn't be going that fast, but those are pretty light, so that's why I'm going that fast. So now, time to get this guy, get my wheel dolly and my two pieces, 2x4. So obviously this is way easier than the end lockers. Actually, I might have gotten away with this method with the end lockers, but this is probably gonna get caught. This is gonna be a tight fit. Let's see, make sure we got a good position to record this. Like I said, this is just me doing it right here on the spot. As you see it, it's tripod. All right, so I'm trying to just drag it over here. I think I'm gonna put it on this side. I guess it doesn't matter at this point. They both have to fit in here somehow. All right, this guy's gonna call me bluff right now.
I thought it actually broke. I think it's not heavy in here. They're not heavy. Yeah. Right here. Okay.
All right, so this one is gonna take a little bit of push.
Oh. It just jumped over there in the.
All right, think I might be getting a little bit overconfident on my ability. That one,
This one
I guess
is
that makes sense. That's the work center. There we go. Just needed a little bit of convincing.
Okay. So the big one.
Just gonna put this one
Okay.
here.
Don't get my video daddy.
I just saw a broken tile, but that was not the case.
Yeah. That's nice.
Okay, so
It's okay.
going backwards here as far as the way I want to tip it. Alright, cool. So we're gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna I might just do it myself. The dolly's over here. It's probably gonna start sliding once I lift this thing up. Something just caught my finger. There we go. And it's gonna start sliding because it's downhill. There you go, fellas. This obviously is definitely not perfect science, but when you get this thing shipped to you, it's going to require some effort. Luckily, I got my 5-year-old. He kind of understands instructions well enough, but I don't want to put him in a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
And then my wife will come and operate the winch. I mean, all she has to do is press the button. I mean, I don't want my son pressing the button, so she'll come out and do that, but I don't have to do that anymore tonight. So the last one, that was about 7 minutes. Not too bad.
About 50 minutes.
So the last one is just gonna slide right in here. So it's like, I promise you, I didn't plan this. As far as how much space I have, but if I had ordered one more, I guess, yeah, you just never know. If I had ordered more pieces to this, it would have, or more cabinets or something, I would have been out of room. But anyway, let's get the last one. So the last one that's left is the 73 overhead.
Yeah.
How I'm gonna get these installed by myself, I have an overhead hoist that I'm gonna have to install. And actually I have 2 overhead hoists, so I'm gonna install them. I did want a OTC cherry picker, but I doubt that's gonna get that high. But I do have an overhead hoist that I can install, and in fact, if I just use, I have more than one of these things, so I'll just do the same setup, bolt it to the ceiling, and that's just gonna help me lift. I might just have to have help, like, you know, actuating the different sides, or I just do in small increments and get it going. But that's how I plan to like stat them. But I still have a lot of work ahead of me. Get this floor ready, paint, and all that stuff. But anyway, all right, take a breather, go down there. He's yawning, but we'll go down there and get the last one. Do not sit on there. No, no. I don't want you. You're gonna mash your finger. Nope, leave it. do it a couple times, you almost develop a flow. Need a smaller piece of board. So I need something that's gonna fit in between here
Does that fit?
and also be able to span the width of that thing.
Yeah.
So, small predicament right now. Actually, I don't need this anymore, so it doesn't matter. Almost made it. Almost made it. I was holding on to the strap and it slipped from on top. Try to get it. There we go. Whoa. Success. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves here as far as success. But I will say this is 95% complete. All right, let's try to put the camera in a better place. There's really no better place for this. I mean, you saw for yourself. Everything was out here. 7 pieces of boxes, and we got 73 roller cab, 73 work center, 73 overhead, 56 overhead, 28 end locker, and another 28 end locker, and a 73 stainless steel top. I might actually, you know what we're gonna do with this last one, just in case I gotta reposition tomorrow for any reason. We're just gonna tip this. Actually, just need to tip it. There we go. Maybe. You know what? Doesn't seem like it wants to tip, so I know you can lock the wheels on this thing, but I'm not worried about that. Just gotta find a piece of board that fits. And we're just gonna do an old-fashioned chop the wheels. Yeah. All right. if this one doesn't want to play, I'm not gonna force it very last minute. So it can be done. What time is it? I'm not sure what time is it right now, but I think they dropped this stuff off sometime around 4, and I mean, if I'm not mistaken, it's probably around 7. I would say this is about 3 hours of work. 90% of it by myself. Like I said, I'll get it positioned, hooked up on the dolly. My son would run the cord out. I would hook it up, and then he would run inside, call my wife, and she would come out angry as hell, and then help me to winch it in. And then she helped me to position that one over there, like roll it to the side, since you were like pulling straight to the center of the garage. And then this one, and then this one, and then the last 3 were pretty easy. I'll definitely do a video on, you know, just taking the covers off. I might end up doing that tonight after cleaning up this mess. Definitely having some scraps of 2x4 definitely helped. These MVPs, the dolly MVP, the family MVP. Everyone's an MVP tonight. But anyway, this video is plenty long, but we got it. I mean, it seems like I don't have any space left in the garage, but luckily these things are going to be stacked. So basically where that plug is at is where I'm going to try to center it. I don't know, I might see. But definitely motivated to get that portion of the floor done. Start painting that side. I'll probably end up painting that half first, and then this back half, front half of the garage will be the last to get the floor grouted and the walls painted, ceilings painted, because I'm gonna have to, obviously this stuff is, the next time this stuff moves is when it gets put in place there. So my 2 Milwaukee toolboxes that are full, they're actually outside covered up, which is kind of sucks, but I wanted a clean slate when I was like working out my flooring plan. Clearly I've accumulated a bunch of junk in here that I've just left, so I need to clean stuff up, but it's all part of the process. Hopefully this stuff, there's no like damages. Like I said, the pallet on this one is kind of beat up, and then I could see the contents at the bottom there. I don't really see any like big, you know, dents in the cardboard or anything on any of them. I was actually thinking about getting 2 of these guys, but yeah, or the 73 top, but I think I'm gonna like my setup better. This guy, a work center. Yeah, this 73 work center with 2 end lockers, and the 56 and the 73 will complete the top of it as far as additional storage. So super excited, super duper excited. Glad I don't have to leave this stuff out here, and then I can go get the car, or the wife's car and my truck, and bat that car back in place. And yeah, call that one a wrap. But anyway, like me always say, like on editing.